Alright guys, welcome back. So for the past few weeks or probably a month, I've been putting out guides on this game and a gameplay here and there. And someone asked me if I have a beginner's guide. Alright. I didn't do one, but this is definitely going to be one because I thought that maybe there are people who just started playing this game and they want to learn the fundamentals and they want to learn the basic stuff. Alright, so this guide is going to cover everything that is available in the playground. Currently I'm in the playground, right? And if you look on the map, you'll notice that they show you different areas that you can go to learn different things. So we're going to start with movement at the very bottom of the map. Then we're going to do attack priority. We're going to do items. We're going to do evasion, superstar, power-ups, combat, and knockdowns. Alright, so this will be your complete guide on everything you can learn in the playground. And then after this, we'll probably do a slightly more advanced guide talking about things that they don't show you in here. Alright, so I'm just going to go to movement and then we're going to get started. Alright. Alright guys, so currently we're in movement on the map, and what we're going to do, we're going to go over everything that they're going to show you here. Alright, so the fundamentals are going to start with TV1. I'm going to show you what the interact with the television, but I'm going to just go on and get off. So if you want to read the information, you can pause the video. Alright, so this is going to talk about climbing. So basically what they're saying is that if you go to a wall and you tap circle, you can climb. Alright, but while you're holding the wall or if you're climbing, you're going to lose stamina while you're doing it. Alright, and to get off the wall, all you need to do is just hit circle again. Okay, that's it. The next one is going to be how to climb faster on the wall. Alright, and to do that, you're going to climb the wall. You're going to hit circle to interact, or whatever the input is on your, because I know some people play on keyboard, some people play on Xbox. So you're going to tap the button to interact with the wall, and you're going to hit jump to climb. Alright, and that's how you climb faster. Next, we're going to go over number 3, which is dashing. All you need to do is just hit the dash button. It's L2 on PlayStation. Alright, that's how you dash. Long jump. So long jumping, you have to dash with L2 and then hit X. So that's how you do long jumps. And this is very important because you're going to need this when you're on building tops. Alright, especially like if you're trying to get away from someone, you're always getting chased. So a good thing to do, especially if you don't want to go on the ground, you can just like jump across and then hit circle and climb the buildings. Alright, if you hit the edge before you can actually, if you hit the edge of the building like at the top, you're not going to grab onto it, you're just going to vault over it. Alright, so that's dashing, long jump. Next we have boost jump. Okay, so basically, and this is a really good thing. Alright, especially like when you're in certain areas where there's a tree or something that you want to climb, you can actually jump higher by hitting jump as soon as you land. Alright, so this is a regular jump. Alright, but as soon as you're about to land, if you hit X again or hit the jump again, you're basically going to jump higher. Alright, and this is how people climb trees or get onto high areas that you won't be able to get onto with a regular jump. Alright, that's boost jumping. Next we have wall jump. Alright, so if you run to a wall and you jump towards it and then hit X immediately, you're going to bounce off it, and that's a wall bounce. Alright, that's basically what it's saying. If you hit jump on the wall, you're just going to do a wall bounce. And this is why when you're climbing sometimes and like you go over an edge, you tend to, if you hit X while trying to climb faster, you're just going to bounce off the wall, and it's kind of annoying, but it makes sense. So wall jump, air dodge. Alright, so dodging in this game is block and the dash button. Okay, if you just hit them alone, you're going to do a backdash. But if you hit a direction like say forward, if you hit forward with it, you're going to do a forward dodge. If you want, you can dodge sideways as well. So what this lesson is actually trying to say, number 7, is that you can dodge in the air. All right, like that. Just hit the dash button, the sprint button, and block, and you're going to dodge in the air. All right, this is really good, like especially like if you're climbing a building. And I'm going to tell you useful places where you can use the air dodge. All right, if you're climbing a building, sometimes people can elbow you off the building. So if you're going at the top, you can jump and then dodge. All right, to stop people from like attacking you while you're in the air, because people can attack you if they're on top of the building looking at you coming up. They can actually attack you while they're coming. They can do elbows, they can do supers, they can do special grapples, and it's really annoying sometimes. So you can just dodge them with this. All right, the next one is going to be how to avoid painful falls. All right, so basically what this lesson is saying is that if you're on a high place, right, and you do a jump, you're going to get that animation, you're going to freeze, and you're going to lose stamina. All right, so what the lesson is trying to say is that to avoid that, you need to grab onto ledges. And just give me a second, I'll give you a good example. All right, so what the last lesson was trying to say is that if you're on a high place, right, and you jump off, you're going to land and you're going to take fall damage. It's going to basically take it from your stamina. You're going to be like squished in, and sometimes your character will do an animation where they blow air into themselves to like get back to their normal shape, and then you're going to be open for attacks. All right, so to avoid painful falls, a good way to do it is to just grab onto buildings. All right, this is one way to do it. The other way would be to land on something bouncy, like maybe this. All right, so if you're falling off a building, this has a lot of bouncy surfaces. You just bounce on something or a car top and you'll be fine. All right, you're going to avoid the painful animation, and that's it for movement. Okay, so now we're going to quickly go over attack priority. All right, so number 1 says that if you do the same attack, you're going to clash. All right, like that. So same attacks clash, and it's the same if you go and you do a vicious attack with this guy. They clash. All right, the next one is going to talk about the what crushes what, and basically beside your map you always have a bar or a meter, a gauge really, that shows you the different attack priorities. All right, so vicious attacks are always the lowest, strikes are like mid-tier, weapons are higher, power moves are the second to the highest, and then supers is when you have your super meter filled, and we'll actually talk about that later on. All right, now power moves, the basic power move you have is actually a drop kick. All right, it has this bluish glow to it, or aqua glow, and that's a power move. All right, another power move that you'll find is the uppercut, and this is why a lot of people online use the uppercut, because it's really good to like just kill everything that people does, because it's the second highest on the list. It even beats weapons. All right, and this is why when you're going through these, they will explain that if you use a drop kick against someone with a weapon, it's going to beat them. That's because a drop kick is a power move. All right, okay, so that's the power meter. You just need to like come through here and look at it, memorize it, and as soon as the more you play, the more you'll understand what works against what. All right, vicious attacks. So vicious attacks are grapples. Those are these. All right, they're a lot slower. They're the lowest on the attack priority, but if you have your super attack, that which is also a vicious grab, it beats everything. All right, and if you have a weapon as well, weapons are here. Weapon is like I said, it's the third highest on the list, and they basically beat everything below it. They beat strikes, they beat special strikes, and they beat special vicious attacks and vicious attacks. All right, so you can always go for this. No one challenges this. No one can challenge this unless they have like an uppercut, or they might drop kick you. But usually, like when you're fighting, people won't get the chance to drop kick you if you're really close, because you only use this really close. So people tend to like swing the bat like this. Sometimes they do one and then they trick you and do that. All right, that hits it. I think it makes you bounce off the wall, and they can do a follow-up on it sometimes. If not, it just launches you really far out if there isn't a wall. All right, so that's basically attack priority. All right, guys. Okay, so now we're actually going to go over items. All right, so pocket items. So this explains that you have 4 slots on you, right? It's on the lower left hand side of the screen. Basically, when you have an item in your hand, all you need to do is hit the corresponding button to store that item. All right, and that's basically it. You can store books, you can store weapons. The only thing you can't store is like weapons off the street, like stop signs, trash cans. Those are too big for your pocket, so they can't go inside your pocket. All right, number 2, disarm with dropkick. This is what I was explaining to you in the previous section, right? Your dropkick is a power move, and when you see someone has a weapon, if you don't have a power move like the uppercut, your first priority, or if you don't have the intention to use your super, your first priority is to try and get some space to draw a drop kick. All right, to disarm them, and that's how you disarm them. Then you can take the weapon and use it or whatever, because they are going to drop it. All right, so number 3 is know the city. Okay, so basically, like when you go around in the city, right, there are different areas where you can get items. Usually like they're broken items, but you still get items, which can be useful, especially if you don't have any, like protein powders. You can get chicken, you can get books to read for special moves. So when you know the city, there are different areas. You have squat vending machines that you can go to. Vending machines drop drinks, they drop books, they drop weapons. You have dumpsters. If you hit the dumpsters that aren't covered, they will drop an item as well. And ground targets, the little brown red things on the ground that has a light on them, if you elbow drop them, you will get an item. All right, apart from that, there are also chicken shops that if you hit the chicken stalls on the road, they will drop chicken. And I think that's probably all of them. Yep. All right, so number 4, throw in items. Okay, so if you have an item equipped, right, like this, first of all, tracking is insane on items. All right, once the person you are throwing it after is in your view, it will track them. Even if they run and turn a corner, it basically follows them around the corner. It's really weird. So throwing works. You can just hit the throw button to throw the item. All right, on PS4 it's R1. Or if you have an item equipped, you can hold L1, which is if you look at the lower part of the screen on the left and the right side of your HP gauges, it will show you that once you have an item, you can't use your special attacks. All right, you can't use your uppercuts, you can't use your special grapples, because when items are equipped, you can only throw them before you can use your special moves. All right, so it will say that you should aim with your L1 and you throw with the R1. So if you just throw with R1, you just do a quick throw. It's really good. It tracks, like I said. But if you want to aim at someone, let's say they're in the tree or something, you can actually hold and aim it and throw it like that. All right, and that's basically items, guys, in a nutshell. Alright guys, so now we're at evasion, but before we get started, I forgot to mention in the last section, which was items, that you can throw basically everything. Alright, once you can hold it, you can throw it. So you can throw chickens, you can throw your protein powder, and you can actually aim them as well. Alright, You can throw books, but the books won't go that far, all right, because I think they were trying to do real physics there, but books don't go far because they're paper, all right. All right, so now we're going to get started with evasion, and this is pretty much, you need to master this because evasion is what makes you win or lose games, all right, basically. So starting with the first one, this is just explaining a dodge. So if you're close to these people, you can do a regular dodge, all right. I didn't time that correctly, and that's why I got that, all right. So dodges are really good. See that? Because it basically stops their whatever they're trying to do. All right, next we have a backflip. Backflip is, so dodging, you have to hold the direction to dodge into it, but if you don't do a direction and you hold your block and then hit your dash, you're going to do a backflip, all right. Backflip is really good. Now the reason why they mention backflip different from dodging is that from backflip you recover faster, all right. You recover faster from a backflip, and you can actually attack. So if both of you should dodge at the same time and they do something like that, and you just do your regular backflip, you should be able to attack them first, all right. Let's not talk about like internet connection and things like that, but yeah, that's just the general idea. All right, so next is attack tracking. So this one is pretty much the most annoying part of the game. As long as your enemy is in range of you, if he does a move, it is going to track you, all right. You can even try and run, you're going to get tracked, all right. So a general rule, and this is basically a fundamental that you should master if you intend to win any games at all, all right. If you're in the range, you must always dodge, all right, especially if they're trying to do a move, especially if they're in their super. They can actually be over there, right, and they're doing their super, and you try to run and they just like teleport and grab you. I've seen this before and it's really annoying. So as long as you suspect that your opponent is going to attack, do a dodge and then try and run away, all right, to break the tracking, because dodging is the only thing that breaks tracking. You can't run. Running won't break the tracking, and that's the problem. All right, commitments and bailouts. Now this basically talks about your strings, all right. So special moves, what they're trying to say is that when you do your combo, all right, you can do a bailout after your combo, all right. If you do the complete string on this, that is a commitment, all right. And when you're done, and if it's blocked, you can get punished, all right. What you can do is do 2 and then do a backdash. You can bail out from that, all right. But when you do a bailout, you lose stamina, all right. But if you should like whiff in the open and then do a bailout, you lose more stamina than if you do it on block, all right. You lose less if you do it on block or on hit, but that's the general idea, all right. So you need to understand like when you should bail out of a move, especially if it's blocked, because you can actually know when this is blocked and bail out. You can even like input everything and then do your bailout, all right. But if you should do like I said, with the internet connection now, there are some people, especially PC players, who can do this and then they can like bail out after. In that case, you should probably, if they have a better connection than you, then you should probably think about doing something different, all right. There's a different punish, which would be this, all right. All right, so that's tracking, commitments and bailouts. Every special strike you can bail out of most special strikes, all right. This, just forget about the uppercut. The uppercut, you can't bail out of that one, but most of the special strikes can be bailed out of. The things that you can't bail out of are vicious strikes, these, and even special vicious strikes. You can't bail out. They have insane recovery, and you are going to get punished if you whiff them, all right. Like I said, it still comes down to like how fast you react to it, because there are people who will, if you use something slow against them, like another vicious attack, some vicious attacks are really slow, so they will be able to like dodge, all right. So it really comes down to you understanding the startup frames on certain moves and the recovery frame on certain moves. All right, and that just comes with experience. You just need to play, and you'll learn eventually. All right. All right. So they're saying that this is where I just explained. You can do a bailout on hit, as I just mentioned before, and this is something you should think about doing every time, especially like when you're fighting multiple people, because third party in this game is actually really crazy, and you have to know sometimes there are other guys that stand around waiting for you to finish your attack so they can grab you with a tackle or something. So you should always have it in mind that you should do a bailout after you do your move, because you are going to get punished, or someone is going to try and third party and punish you. All right. Okay, so number 6 is bailout on miss. Like I mentioned, you can bailout on miss, but it requires more stamina if you read this. All right. Punishing a dodge, and this is what I just mentioned. All right, so some people, especially like PC players or the next gen players, because they have like higher frame rates, and I won't even like blame it on higher frame rates alone. Some people just have better internet connection than you. So after they do this, they can dodge. All right, they dodge, and it's really annoying. All right, so if you read that they are going to do a dodge, all you need to do is do this instead. All right, and then you can give them a full combo after that. All right, so you read a dodge, do that. They're, I don't know, I didn't want to kill him, but it is what it is. But you get the idea. But some people can bail out on miss. Punishing a dodge, yeah, and that's basically what we did. So that's basically evasion, guys. Learn this, master this. This is one of the most crucial fundamental in the game. This is what makes you win games and lose games. All right. Okay, guys, so now we're actually going to talk about power-ups. All right, and this one should be really easy. Power-ups, Rumbler stats. So if you look at the lower or the bottom right hand side of the screen, right, there is a bar, right? You see 3 arrows going up. Red means arm powder or power, green means HP or health, and the yellow one is for stamina. All right, you get 10 slots to drink these 3 bottles right here. All right, so drinking these really come down to your playstyle. If you want massive power, right, but no HP, then drink the arm powder. All right, I personally think 1,000 HP is enough, so I usually just go for arm powder. But there are people who are stacked on core, all right, or HP, and I think the maximum might be 2,000 HP. They're really hard to kill, but they do no damage, and that's the problem. And then there are people who stack on stamina because they love to dodge and stuff like that. All right. And then there are people who go for a balance. They would go for probably like 3 of this, 3 of this, and or 4 of this, and then 3 of this. But it really comes down to your playstyle. All right. Like I said, just know how you play and drink them accordingly. All right. Perks and combat experience. Okay, so I explained perks in one of my other videos. All right, when I went over in perks and details in that video, and I'll post it at the end of this video. But basically, when you do damage, if you look at the right hand side, you'll see deal damage to earn perks, and then it says weapon master, weapon attacks deal 30% more damage, and then wind fist, get up, back fist clears more space. When you do damage, you unlock perks. All right, and perks are passives that you get, which increases your gameplay dramatically. They're really helpful, but you have to take fights to unlock them. All right, it's a risk reward thing. All right, because the more fights you go into, the more likely you are to die. But if you are successful in your fights, then you unlock more perks, which make you even more dangerous for your next fight. All right. There are a lot of different perks, but like I said, I have the video at the end of this one, where you can learn about those in depth. All right. Power-ups, perk synergy. Some perks synergize with certain stats or special moves. Pay attention to how perks and skills affect each other. Improve your combat experience or performance. Visit the map screen. Okay, so it's just basically talking about, let's say, for example, the example they used here is there's a perk where it's called sadistic, where if you deal damage you get HP. All right, and this is basically showing you that if you run sadistic with the sumo slaps, you will recharge your HP. So basically you become really dangerous, because while you're attacking people you're getting back health at the same time, which makes you a lot harder to kill. All right, so that's basically power-ups, guys. Our next section is probably going to be superstar. All right. Okay, guys, so now we're going to talk about superstar. Now this is one of the um it's one of the most, for some people, amazing mechanic in the game, because you can kill people for free with your superstar. I personally don't use it a lot. I usually just go for like the respawn that it gives me if I die, or sometimes I just use it to get back my HP. But people spam this in the game. All right, they spam this, like they love doing this. People love doing this. All right, I didn't even mean to throw that guy that way, but that's just how much people love to do this. All right, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys see this a lot. People love doing that. That's basically why most people play this game. All right, and if you use it, you get it back immediately. Like, but I'll explain that soon. All right, so basically you deal damage. All right, there are different ways to gain superstar. All right, first of all, you can collect the stars in the game. This is like one of the easiest way, but collecting stars takes a long time. All right, because you actually have to collect a lot of stars to get your superstar. All right, another way to do it is to get damaged by an opponent or deal damage to people. All right, that basically fills the meter as well. All right, so that's exactly what they're telling you here. Collect stars or get into fights to fill the superstar meter. So you get it by taking damage and giving damage. I think, I'm not sure. I've seen myself do an emote before and I got superstar from it, but I'm not sure. All right, I've never really experimented that. All right, so activation. You hit block. You hit block and you hit interact. All right, and on PS4 that's R2 and circle. All right, basically when you do it you're invul. All right, you become invulnerable. People, it pushes people off and it resets the neutral. All right, and but it only works when you're only invulnerable when you activate it. All right, benefits. All right, so when you're in superstar you gain HP, your stamina recharges quickly, you move faster. Let me show you. You move faster and you deal more damage on everything. All right, everything deals more damage. Wait, let me just check if I can get it by doing an emote. Let's do that. Yeah, you actually get superstar by doing emotes. All right, so you gain HP, you recharge your stamina quickly, and you deal more damage and you move faster. Those are the benefits. Let me just double check here. So yeah, health regen, stamina regen, attack damage, movement speed, jump height. Yeah, you jump higher, help down teammates faster. I didn't even know that. So if you're playing duos, I think you respawn your teammates faster. They already revive their teammates fast in duos, so I guess like as soon as you hit the button it picks them up. All right, so super attack, that's basically what you do. All you need to do is when you go in super, you just hit one button, which is your heavy button or your vicious button, and that's triangle on PS4, and you do that. It's not hard, it's very easy. Come back in T modes. All right, so they said that this happens in T mode and it also happens in solos. All right, so if you have your full superstar meter and you die, you basically give up your superstar to respawn with a certain amount of HP. All right, and it doesn't work only once. It works every time you have super meter. So once you have super meter and you're killed, you respawn, all right, with a certain amount of HP. I believe it's like 300 and something on if you're on 1,000 HP. All right. Quick activation. All right. So this is pretty much this game showing you how to cheese people. So what most people would do is they would whiff something, and then as soon as they get attacked, they would immediately use their super. All right. And I've seen it a lot. They would immediately use their super, and then when you attack them, when someone else attacks them, they just like, all right, so they do this, they become invulnerable, and if you whiff a move in front of them, you're going to basically be in front of them, and then they just go into this. It's really cheesy, but people do it a lot. All right, they whiff something unsafe, then they use their super immediately when you try to punish them, and then they punish you by using that super. It's really annoying, but it happens. It's a part of the game, and you need to learn how to deal with it if you're going to win fights or if you're going to win games. All right, so that's Superstar in a nutshell. On to the next one. Alright, so now we're going to go over something probably a lot of you were actually waiting for. So we're going to go over combat, alright? And you need to understand basic combat, and you need to understand how to punish, alright? I already explained how to punish when I went over attack priority, but we're going to talk about combat. This is just basically going to show you the basic combos, alright? So it's basically talking about how to do combos. All right, there are a lot of different combos in this game. There are a lot of different special strikes and special vicious strikes, and I did a complete combo guide that you will find at the end of this video as well. All right, if not, you can just check my Rumbleverse playlist. But I went over a lot of different combos in this game, and even in depth on some specific special strikes. All right, so the hammer fist is your basic B&B. All right, and it's just by just hitting the light button 3 times. Oh, this guy did an attack. All right, so this is how you punish drop kicks. You block it and then you punish it, and that's your basic B&B right there. Next we're going to see spin kick. Okay, so if you hit light and heavy, you do that. All right, that wall splats. It's a really strong combo because it wall splats, and if you hit wall splats, you can always do a follow-up. It's recommended to do it close to a wall, but if you don't, you're probably going to get punished really hard. All right, so back toss. This is a really good one. It's light heavy, because when they drop on the ground like that, you have a lot of how would I say this now? They have a lot of recovery frames on the ground, so you have a lot of time to do something. All right, so you can run up and do an elbow drop on them, you can take out food and eat, or you can run away. All right, it's a hard knockdown, and it basically gives you time to do other things. All right, so it's really strong. Spin kick, back toss, chargeable moves. This is by holding the light button. All right, if you do this, this is basically a launcher or a combo starter, because they're going to be stunned and you're going to have a lot of time to do a follow-up. Let me just demonstrate that. Like that. They can't block, they can't do anything, so you can do anything you want to them. And you can also charge your vicious moves as well. This one is pretty useless. I don't really see any purpose on using this. Maybe for some advanced stuff, like if I want to trick someone, I'll do that, but apart from that, I don't really see any other reason to use it. But it is an option, and there are some special vicious that you can charge, some special strikes that you can charge, and there are yeah, that's basically it. Oh, there are some weapons that you can charge. All right, elevation damage. All right, so this is talking about taking damage from height. So if you are fighting someone on high ground, alright, you take more damage if they should do a move here and you fall off. And that sounds very basic, and yeah, it is very basic, but think about it like this. If someone has a choke slam, alright, and they choke slam you off here, and then you bounce off a car, you're going to go really high in the air, alright, and that enhances the damage exponentially, alright. That's what that is trying to say, alright, because at first glance it seems very simple, but when you're actually fighting people, it gets really rough, alright. So you're going to find really scummy players online. When they're up here, they use things like giant swing, they use things like the super kick. Well, not really the super kick, I'm talking about the Cosmo shot. They kick you off here and then you bounce and you wall splat down there in the storm, especially if the circle ends here. There are choke slams, there are even the Izuna drop, where they would like grab you, they would jump in the air, bounce off a car, go really high. Think about them using their supers, alright. Supers don't scale though, and that's a good thing, alright. Supers don't scale, alright. But Izuna drop, choke slams, other moves that take you off high ground, especially if they are involved with it, it's going to do a shit ton of damage, bruv. Alright. Block recharge. Okay. So when you use your stamina, alright, you can recharge your stamina really quickly. I don't know what that was. If you use your stamina, you need to just hold your block and it will recharge faster. Alright, without your block it recharges really slow. Let me show you. But if you hold your block it recharges really fast. Alright. That's number 7. And then stamina break. So if you fight a lot of people, alright, and you keep dodging a lot like this, you are going to run out of stamina, especially if you're trying to run, and then you're going to become winded. Alright, if you're winded, you don't have any stamina. That means you can't dodge really, and even if you get to dodge and you become winded and they attack you with this, or they do a special move, it is going to break your guard. Alright, you're going to get stunned. Alright, it's going to break your stamina, then you're going to get stunned. Alright, your stamina will reset, but you have to survive the stun first. Alright, and I'll probably do a demonstration here. Let me show you. Alright, so I'm winded. Alright, watch this. You have to survive this, and you're going to get a full combo before you recover. That's if the other player knows what they're doing. Where if you're playing the game now, probably everyone knows what they're doing. Alright, so that's basically combat in a nutshell, guys. Let's move to the next one. Okay, so our final lesson is going to be on knockdowns. Alright, what are your options when you're on the ground? Okay, so starting with number 1, we have ground attacks. Alright, if you have a person knocked on the ground, you can basically do this. So like a basic combo that you'll see some people do online is probably this. They'll do that. Alright, because once you knock down your opponent, you can pretty much go for that. But it depends. Not every move can do it, because some move has a slower recovery, and some move has a faster recovery. Or some knockdowns are slower, some knockdowns are faster. That's what I'm trying to say. Alright. Timing. When knocked down, you can get up as soon as your head raises up. Yeah, that's very straightforward. Alright. Wait. Stay on the ground longer to quickly regenerate stamina, but risk being hit by a ground attack. Yep, that's pretty much how it works. Alright, get up block. Alright, so when you get up off the ground, if you get up and do a block, you get a burst of stamina. Alright, so get up with your guard up to block incoming attacks. Get up block is quick and gives you a burst of stamina. Alright, see if we can do a demonstration. As soon as your head is up, you do that, and you get some stamina with it. All right. All right, get up, dodge. All right, so if you get knocked on the ground, right? Like I said, some moves recover faster, some moves recover slower. If you get knocked down, as long as your head is up, you can do a dodge off the ground, and you can dodge in any direction basically. You can actually dodge and then punish them. All right, but we'll get into that one after. Get up, dodge. Get up, spinning back fist. All right, so if you get knocked down, you can wake up and do this. That's a power move, and it has armor on it, so basically no one can punish you when you're doing that. The only way they can punish you is if they like avoid it. They can block it, or they can, some people, like when they knock you down, they're going to run like really far out and watch you to see what you do, and that's a really good option because nothing beats the wake up back fist. All right, unless you go up to them and do a super and then grab them. That's pretty annoying. Okay, so number 6, get up, low blow. All right, so this is a vicious attack. All right, you only have access to this when you're knocked down. You hit triangle and you would get up, or your heavy button, and you get up and you do that. All right, and that basically leads to a full combo. I can actually demonstrate that, sure. So you do this, you can do this to the wall, and then you can grab them. Yeah, it's really cheap, but people can actually like react to it, so you should be careful with using that. All right, then this one is get up, special move. So basically, if you have a special move equipped, whether your L1 or your R1, I don't have one right now, you can hit those buttons as well and get up off the ground. All right, and it's going to hit them if they're in the way. If they block it though, it depends on what move you're using. If they block it, you can, if you're using a special strike, you can dodge out of it. If you aren't using a special strike and you do a wake up vicious attack, then you're going to get punished for it if it misses. All right. All right, so get up combinations. So what they're trying to say is that you can combine most of what you can combine this and then do that. You can dodge and then do your move after. All right, you can get up, do it. Well, that wasn't a combo. Let me do it again. You can roll and then do this. So it's really scummy. There are so many options like when you're on the ground, and this is why most people tend to just like back off and give you some space. All right, to just allow you to wake up. And then there are some people like me who just don't care. All right, I'm going to run up to you and I'm going to do my my superstar like that, and then I'm going to grab you. All right, sometimes I don't always do it, but sometimes I like to be scummy like that. All right, so that's basically like the beginner's guide, guys. This is everything you can learn in here. I have a guide on combos. At the end of this video, I have a guide on the perks, and I also have, we are also going to do an advanced guides. All right, so I hope you guys subscribe for those. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, leave a comment if I missed anything, or if you want to add something, or if you just want to say hello, and have a great day, guys.